Hey there, it's the Machine of Nonsense with the Nonsense of the Year Awards, Day 3 for 2024. The final day sees us counting down the best TV, best movies, and best games of 2024. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by Kayla.
Hello, hello.
Isn't it cool, Kayla, how this only took us 3 days to do and get us all together?
We're so good at it, you know.
It's
Time efficiency.
It's the 4th year, so we've gotten, pretty good at this. Mike, wouldn't you agree?
Kept you waiting, didn't I? Isn't that what Snake says?
Close enough. Close enough. Ryan, the Unabomber, is here as well.
Yes, he is.
Rock on, guys.
That's for all of you.
Long water on my hoodie.
That's for all the video watchers here. I highly recommend. This will be both audio and video, but I highly recommend the video version on YouTube because you'll get to see all of the nominations and everything as they come up on my beautiful spreadsheet here. Tomas, you also love spreadsheets.
Yes, one might say they're very
freaking spreadsheets.
cool.
They are indeed Mondo cool. Yes. Yeah, like I said, we are doing best TV, best movies, and best games. In day 2, we covered most disappointing, best character, and best moment. Not in that order, though. We stuck best or most disappointing as the grand finale of day 2, and it was great. It was wonderful. If you haven't checked out day 1 and day 2, go ahead, check them out. They're on YouTube and your favorite podcast app if you prefer the audio-only version. Once again, recommend the video version. All right, guys, we got best TV of the year. This is how it's going to work. This is the 4th year in a row that we have done this. We are each going to bring... Normally it's 5, but if we didn't watch 5 things that we really loved, you can bring fewer, but you can bring no more than 5. They can either be in no particular order of how good they are, or I think some of us love to do them in order. Once we have the long list created of everyone's nominations, we will argue tooth and nail for which are the top 5 and which is the number 1 best TV show of 2024, best movie of 2024, and best game of 2024. And 4 runners-up, essentially, is how it works. Does anyone have a preference on who wants to go first? On my Discord screen, it's like Tomas, Ryan, Mike, and Kayla. D will be along eventually, so he's going to fuck that up completely. He'll just jump in at somewhere. But Tomas, do you want to start? I can start. I don't really care. Who wants to start?
You should start.
I start? Okay. All right. I'll start with best TV.
You're team leader, buddy.
Oh, whatever.
I want to start.
Mike volunteered. Boom. Start it off. Best TV, Mike.
I'm going to start.
Do it.
All right. Now, if you paid attention in day 2, you know that TV's dead. That was the day that TV died. Was that official that podcast? But there's still a little bit lifeline on this list, on this 5. Little heartbeat still maybe lives on. My number 5 is House of the Dragon. Had some of the juice, had some of that old school, original series juice for sure. The show kind of suffers from the bad guys have all the interesting characters and the good guys they don't want to root for at all. The good guys.
the one that we did like.
Yeah, and then they kill the one we like.
Yeah.
I didn't go that far, but spoiler alert. Remember.
It I liked that it was into the more supernatural. We had a little side story, that had the wolf lady from Glow. I mean, that has she kind of just pigeonholed herself as to can only be into weird shit. She was really into wolves and Glow. If you remember, she was the wolf wrestler.
Oh yeah.
And man, that episode 4 was just this is it. This is, has cool battles, great just cinematography, great consequences and double crosses and all of the stuff that you want for sure. Hey,
he's here.
Yeah, all right.
and
You've only missed one of my so far is what you've missed.
And a small note, Kayla mentioned it. We have to probably go into full spoilers for everything that we mention here. So we gave that same warning in previous NOTYs. But if we're going to properly kind of argue for why something is the best this year, we got to, probably spoil some stuff. So just wanted to make that note. Mike, continue.
Yeah. And just solid episode of TV. I will continue to. Well, I don't have Max currently, so maybe when this show comes back is when I, in 4 years or whatever it takes them to make a TV show these days. I'll get it back.
Get you a trial, boy.
So that's my number 5. Yeah. Let's see. My number 4 is Fallout, which I finally finished maybe a month ago.
Nice.
And man, just a good way to kind of invite you into that world. Pretty cool. I liked the way they did the power suits a lot. Certain just thing. It was a lot of the DiCaprio meme of pointing and go, oh, I recognize that. Did all of that solid. All of the kind of. You have your 3 main characters, right? You have the Ghoul, Walton Goggins, you have the Vault Dweller, and you have, the Brotherhood of Steel character. I thought having those 3 branching things was this is very Fallout, very kind of good for TV. They figured this out pretty well. The Doctor Strangelove war room scenes I thought were really good with the flashback from Walton Goggins' past and him listening in on the fucking future of the world and shit was crazy. I like stuff like that. And just had a cool kind of exciting ending, leaving on the New Vegas cliffhanger. It'll be neat to just kind of see what that leads to. People love New Vegas. Me, not so much, but we'll see what they can do with that. So yeah, that's my number 4. My number 3, I've spoke about it a few times throughout the year. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the Amazon Prime original. Whatever. With starring Donald Glover and I always forget her name.
Maya Erskine.
Maya Erskine.
There
I know it now.
Yes.
I know she's not a
13-year-old
13-year-old girl.
Yeah.
And I thought the show just created a really believable scenario, relationship of what could happen of just 2 strangers being, taking the, marriage vows with a stranger and just agreeing to be, top secret spies with this person. And then finally falling in love, having, the couples therapy episode with Sarah Paulson was great. The episode with Ron Perlman where he he thinks he's doing a great thing by buying a house out of nowhere, and they're arguing about that the whole time during this mission. And just how they and that tension too of man, they only get like 3 strikes, and they already have 2 strikes. They can't fail this mission, and then they do get the 3 strikes, and what I won't, I guess, spoil what happens at the end, but I think it was just a fitting way to end this thing, and we do know that there is going to be a second season with different spies and things like that. And that's cool. If it could be like a White Lotus thing like that, where every year we just get a new set, a new romantic comedy spy thriller thing. Yeah, bring it on. My number 2. This is the highest regard I could give. I've given a lot of shit to our boy Keeley.
Oh wow!
This year. I have Game Awards. It was a great show this year. I thought it was really, really good. Had such a great time just kind of streaming it with everyone and getting our live reactions to Onimusha was great, and all the seeing the Witcher stuff was so cool. Like he had a great show. Capcom came correct. He got Naughty Dog. Every fucking Infinity Nikki clone in the world was there. Shout out to Infinity Kitty.
Game of the year.
And he finally did it. I thought that was cool. Big night for Astrobot, but I thought they did a good job of spreading the awards around a lot of the big games of the year. And that Harrison Ford fucking just short circuiting on the
Get
on
out
the
of
stage
here.
was
So
awesome. Just keep rolling here.
I don't need a teleprompter. I'm Harrison Ford.
But my number 1, and really the only thing that mattered this year on TV for me was X-Men '97.
Hell yeah!
There it is.
Just couldn't, I feel like I heard about this thing like fucking 40 years ago. It felt like that away. Like it was just like they kept taking time. You'd get little updates here and there, and then it was finally here. And it was us watching it weekly, sometimes saving 2 or 3 episodes. Watching it together was really fun, and just I couldn't ask for a better. A lot.
Uh-oh.
Like cool cliffhangers, great shocking moments, and man, just a ton of fun. Game and shit like that, and just I couldn't ask for a cooler, better sequel to something I love so much. So,
Oh no, we're gonna get copyrighted.
Yeah, don't get us taken down off of YouTube. Oh god. Great pick.
Sorry, Marvel. Sorry, Disney.
Good.
Oh
Pick.
no, I don't apologize. Good picks.
You're not.
All right.
He's not apologizing.
Way to go, Keely. You did it this year. You appeased the king. You appeased the king.
he did that. He did.
Like the jester he is,
What?
But that don't mean I ain't coming for you in the summer, Keely. You better come correct. You get 6 months, player. That's
Yeah, notice he didn't nominate Summer Game Fest. All right, I will go second. There's some overlap between my list and Mike's in a lot of really good places, so I'm excited. First of them being my number 5 is Fallout. Just got to mirror everything that Mike said. Really, really good season of TV. I love that they captured the tone, because Fallout is incredibly violent, can be very dark, very scary, and there's a lot of that, but it's also just weird. Like Fallout is a weird property, and I think it captured the weirdness of Fallout really well as well. And there's some comedy there too. So really enjoyed Fallout quite a bit. All right, my number 4, Shogun. FX's Shogun. It was surprising. I thought I was very excited going into Shogun. I knew FX had a lot behind it. It trailered really, really awesome, but I definitely thought it was going to be more of a big epic with a bunch of battles and whatnot. And there's plenty of decent violence in Shogun, but it's really more of like the best parts of like a Game of Thrones where there's just like intense dialogue between people, political machinations, awesome conversations in awesome rooms, punctuated by some people getting their fucking head chopped off, or cannons exploding horses, and shit like that. So just some wonderful performances. We talked in day 2 about like Lady Mariko made best characters list. One of the best like characters that I think have been on screen in a long time. The fact that this is mostly in Japanese as well makes it incredibly unique, at least in terms of what we tend to cover, I would say. Maybe not like, anime, but I don't know. Hey. Shogun is great. Shogun is really, really good. Highly recommend it for anyone. It's just so well made and some great performances. It won like 75 Emmys or some shit, and it deserved every one of them. So
just a boatload.
I'll highlight another one there. Bold another one. X-Men 97 is my number 3 show of this year. Really, really great. Enjoyed it. I think it took that. I rewatched a lot of that original animated series when it hit Disney Plus. I think it was Disney Plus that it hit, and there is a difference between, like, I think it did a good job of like growing up as a series. Yeah. Like, there's just more weight behind a lot of the episodes and themes. Like X-Men is a grown-up comic, right? It is about like
very grown-up comic.
Right. It is about discrimination and things like that. And like, I think X-Men 97 told those stories in a really, really good way. Not a childish way. But very like approachable as well. So loved it. They
should have went harder.
Yeah, it was great. And I'm excited to see more. Like, I think animation is where like Marvel is kind of strong right now.
They pulling a DC, like only their animated shit's good.
Yeah, maybe, and that's fine. Like, if that's the way they have to tell stories now, and their live action stuff's just not as good, then okay, give me a bunch of good animated stuff. Give me 7 seasons of X-Men 97 or something instead of crappy live action stuff. My number 2 is Shrinking season 2. I mentioned this is only one of like 2 shows that brought me to tears this year, and just incredibly powerful. I didn't think I wanted a season 2. I was very impressed by them making it feel like necessary and tying up a lot of things that I didn't think were loose ends from season 1, but like really giving some closure on things that I didn't know needed closure. Introducing Brett Goldstein was used very well. It wasn't part of the cast of season 1, but did a really good job in season 2. And I don't know, man, it's Harrison Ford's year, I guess. I don't know. Like, Indy was great, even though it's only his likeness. He was great at the Game Awards, and he's really good in Shrinking. And maybe he can save the next Captain America movie as well. We'll see.
Hey.
And last but certainly not least, my number one show of 2024 was Say Nothing. Kayla and I both, I think, love this show. I imagine it's probably on her list as well. If not, she's crazy. But no, it's historical drama. Most of everything that takes place in it is ripped from actual history. It takes place during the Troubles, the kind of civil war in Ireland. It's by the same team that worked on Derry Girls, so it has a lot of the Derry Girls humor, but it's way darker. It actually takes on the war. Like, this is a war. There are car bombings. There are murders. There are, like, it's dark. There are kidnappings.
Kidnapping.
Yeah, it's a lot, but it is so well done, so well acted. Takes place over the course of like 30 years, so there's really good casting of people as they age, or using really good age makeup and things of that nature. It's one of those shows where, because it's historical, I spent a lot of time like looking up the actual the people
afterwards.
Yeah, and found that fascinating. Like, it was educational as much as it was entertaining. So really good show. Say Nothing is my number one. I should actually write it in the list, I think, so that it's actually there and represented. But yeah, highly recommend it. Go check it out. That one's on Hulu for anyone. Or I guess if you have FX, if you still have cable or something, it's probably on there. I don't know how any of that works anymore.
I think my Roku gives me like a facsimile of cable television. So, like, man, commercials suck, bro.
Yeah.
Like Jackie, like immediately, she's like, change it, fucking get it going.
I need content.
She can't handle it.
Who's got the next content? Who's next up for best TV?
I'll go just because I only got like 2 things that haven't already been said.
Do
it. I don't think they'll be said, to be honest. But so yeah, like X-Men's locked in. X-Men just for me is one of my favorite comic book series of all time. And anytime you can push the darker narratives and like show just like it, X-Men's just so good for like. I love the characters, man. Fucking Magneto's dope. I already said it's the year of Gambit. Called that one. But I just love.
Who am I right now, guys?
Whoa. Are you Cable?
Like Cable.
You're
right
Cable.
now, you see that?
You're Cable. Yeah, it's good. It's good. Video viewers, you're gonna love it. It's a great gag.
I love when they let my boys cook. Magneto. It's my boy. I love him. You know, I think they've like in the comics they've probably killed him about like 3 times and brought him back just because he's so damn cool. But yeah, so that one's already lit up, so don't need to worry about it. You can,
but that would have been your number one, right?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I didn't
probably.
put mine in any particular order, so I don't.
Except for that one.
I don't do that.
You can lock in House of the Dragon. That's just an itch that I like to have scratched. You know, that those early seasons of, you know, Game of Thrones, man, the drama, the fucking, like, you know, like when they play in the game, you know, some people be killing, some people be, you know, sneaking, other people be, you know, pulling like rank and shit like that. Like, I feel like House of the Dragon's been scratching that itch still. You know, I still got that like waiting for the other shoe to drop feeling, you know, like, but it hasn't done that to me yet. So, she can stay on the list for now.
Wait till season 7. Yeah.
Then Fallout was also on my list. So, but that one's already locked in. You know, shows like that, I just love like kind of being able to share like something I grew up with video game wise in a medium that's more accessible to like my partner. And you know, I was like, they did a fine job with the medium. So But yeah, my two oddball ones are Somebody Somewhere.
Mm.
I love just a good slice of life kind of like show. I feel like a lot of the emotions that they convey in this, a lot of the insecurities of the main character Sam, I've gone through the whole trying to navigate life, shit changing on you without being able to turn with it as well as you would like to, family members dying, family members going through divorces while you're still all trying to figure out your shit. And, her best friend is like, gets into a relationship, so she loses her shoulder that she used to cry on, and it's a wild ride, but like it's like I'm there for it. It's it's lifey. Sometimes I need like that little bite of malaise in somebody else's life, but ultimately like the characters rise up and they grow and they become better people, and it's like I'm like getting like a different type of anxiety than I would get like from The Bear. It's a little bit more tapered. but yeah, I dig me a show like that. I got a soft spot for it. And then I just got to give a shout out to my boy, Matt Berry.
Yeah.
The Real G, finishing off a show that I've followed for a long time. I think probably the entirety of this podcast for now at this point. What we do in the shadows. It's just been fun following the journey of this wild band of vampires and like it's nuts. Like I didn't really dig the movie. I don't know if you guys saw the movie.
Oh, I love the movie. Man,
I thought it was a little too avant-garde for me, but man, the show just really did it.
Oh man, we're werewolves, not swearwolves.
I was just gonna say swearwolves. Yeah, rewatch it, Tomas. Rewatch.
All right, I'll have to rewatch it myself. Jackie like checked the fuck out like about 45 minutes in. But,
damn.
It was one of those like we'd seen a few Taika joints beforehand. Didn't quite hit like the Wilder People or Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah.
So
yeah, those.
But yeah, kudos to them for finishing.
Yeah,
not a lot of shows get that kind of
closure
that closure. So I was happy for that too.
Yeah, we gotta watch that one, Kayla. We gotta get that final season in.
Yeah, I will. I'm down.
Hell yeah. So we've had Mike, we've had me, we've had Tomas. Who's next?
The Unabomber.
Unabomber. He's up. The
Unibaymax.
The Rhino Bomber. We'll workshop it.
All right, we'll workshop it. We love it. What's that, Eric? You said go to the phones. All right, what's that phone? For number 5, X-Men 97. I mean, what else is there to say other than what everyone else has already said? It's an amazing show, mon ami. Like it was good.
Damn.
It was great. Magneto was stellar. Everyone was stellar in it. Adult stories. I wasn't expecting for them to go as hard as they did with it, and just a powerful show, guys. Fucking fantastic. Yeah, I want more. I hope we get more in the future. That's all I can hope for that show.
X-Men 98 gonna be lit.
Putting aside the malaise, I'm gonna say Fallout for number 4. I think this is a video game franchise done right, which is rare to say in this day and age. The acting, the setting, the aesthetic, the everything, it's so damn good. It's so damn good. I couldn't get enough of it. Really hoping for that next season to come sometime soon. I'm gonna, without, got to put some anime love in this mix.
Yeah,
so I'm gonna say, no exam here. So go Loser Ranger. Yeah, what a fucking show. What a powerful take on the Sentai genre.
We can't talk about that here. What?
Yeah, no, it's good. It's basically, we said before, it's like The Boys, but just Power Rangers. What else do I need to say about that? For number 4, this is kind of a left field here. Maybe I'll get some love on it. Rings of Power, Season 2. I don't know, man. I know there's a lot of hate for the show, but
I
listen,
didn't season 2, so I can't back you up.
maybe
the first season.
I
enjoyed
season
the
2.
first season. I
like-
want to check out season 2.
Ditto.
Didn't make it.
There's good and bad parts to it for sure, but I think what stole the show for me was just Sauron. You know, they call him the Great Deceiver. He must have deceived me and liking maybe that season 2 compared to everyone else disliking it. So he did a great performance. Loved every minute of it. The music, I don't know, you love or hate it. That music from Bear McCreary, the guy who did God of War, and many other
For
soundtracks.
Ragnarok too,
He just killing it, man. Like just those earworms just get me every time someone comes on the screen. And let's see. For my number 1, I would have to say, Take Me to a Land of Japan, Shogun.
Oh,
The
Nippon.
Yeah, there's no better show. I don't care what everyone has to say on this panel. That is the best show of the year. They gave me action, they gave me suspense, they gave me drama, they gave me I don't know, so much more than that, and I left with wanting more, but also accepting that'll probably be all there's going to be for it, because it's based on a book, right? I'm pretty sure.
They're making more, baby.
What? How? That doesn't even make sense. Okay, well, whatever. apparently,
right? Or
okay, all right. Maybe it's a different story. Maybe it's a different story, but yeah, all the actors.
All you guys saying how much you like Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon, it's getting a little bit of that treatment.
Yeah, definitely has some of that
Thanks a
inside
lot.
of it for sure. Yeah. There's some extremely powerful scenes without violence in that show that just, there's so many layers and different perspectives you can look at it through different characters' POVs. And just a great show, guys. I absolutely fucking loved it. I think me and Isadora's favorite show of the year, my hands down. Yeah. That's my list.
Really good show. Good list, Ryan. Good list. You got good taste.
Very solid.
I guess I got to check out Go Loser Ranger now.
You guys have definitely piqued my curiosity on that one.
I don't know if you'll like it, but we'll see.
Hey, no, you guys hype. Hey, look, I checked out at least half of Dan after you wouldn't shut up about it.
No, you piece of shit.
No. And I was like, hey, this is pretty cool. I know what a turbo granny is.
At least that makes a couple of us.
Yeah.
Oh,
this is bonkers, man.
Rings of the Turbo Granny. That's my favorite show.
Do it.
All right. So we still have Kayla and we have D. Who wants to go second to last, and who wants to go last?
Go ahead, D.
Hey.
Okay. So I'll start with number 5, which is something that was just brought up, and it's Dan.
Oh.
Nailed it.
It just kind of came out.
Isn't it?
It came out left field for me, and it was just so quirky and frantic and odd, and just one of the best voice acted things of the year for me. You got Rita Repulsa is a little cat turbo granny thing. You got
You can't keep saying it. You just can't.
What a turbo granny!
It's a turbo granny.
Oh.
But it's like that, and then there's aliens and all this shit going on, and that's not even the focal point of the story. It's the weird little rom-com thing that's going on between the two main characters, and that's just the shit going on around all of that. And they give so much time to all the characters too, not just the main. So I really fell in love with it right away, and it really kind of stole a spot that I kind of thought wasn't going to get bumped out.
Nice. Can we talk about the slapper of an intro?
Yeah, it's so good.
Intro of the year, yeah.
Yeah, second catchiest, but it's the same dudes made it. They just made 2 bangers this year. Creepy Nuts, check them out. My number 4 is Fallout. When you guys brought up tone, I just immediately thought of like episode 1. The quote unquote twist happens because you played a Fallout game, you knew it was coming like from a mile away. But the way that they put like an orchestrated score, they put that score over everything happening, and it was just like
Great.
Ear to ear smile. Fucking like this is it. I think they have a big juicy franchise on that one. What's next? My number 3 is a show that's in my house all the time with the music, and it's playing all the time, and it's really funny, and I loved it. It's on Prime. It's called Has Been Hotel.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Seinfeld.
Animated joint.
Is that season 2 already for that one, or?
There's a season 2 confirmed. But
okay.
It came out 2024.
Gotcha.
Eric. Turbo grain bit.
So glad I didn't take a drink of this.
So I'm not gonna lie, like, you guys know what I'm about. I gave live action a great. They had their chance, and Fallout kind of like was the only one that kind of stuck in my brain. Because the next one is Go Go Loser Ranger. It was like my most anticipated anime last year. I've been reading it for years. So seeing it kind of get like a lot of good press and love was just so good. And it's just really, 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 really good. And then to absolutely no one's surprise, my number 1 is X-Men 97.
Oh,
There it is. He got there.
Man.
And like thematically, my lists are usually pretty animated heavy. But X-Men 97 like just set the tone at the top of the year for me. And I was just like, I know what kind of year it's gonna be for me. A good one. And it was. It was,
Man, brother.
really good. I was struggling with this list. I was like, there's got to be something. Nope, that's also animated. What about this? No, I didn't finish that.
And I've been on there.
Yeah, and well, Fallout, like it just was like the perfect adaptation. Like for this year, like that was the perfect adaptation. If Sonic 3 came out a few months earlier, it would have been the perfect adaptation.
Sonic.
But yeah, that was that TV for me was just I was absolutely spoiled for choice, which was incredibly nice to just be all over the place in the animated sphere of things and just also eat up Shogun and like I don't know. It was good. It was a good TV year.
It's good.
My boy
My
was
opinion.
eating good.
Boo.
Just not as good as it has been, Has been Hotel. Hey, it came back around.
Lock it in.
Lock it in.
Kayla, we've all had Matt Berry on our list. So, he was on that
Kayla's
episode.
number 1 is Thank Goodness You're Here.
Yes.
Also Matt
There we
Berry.
Man, dude gets around.
Yeah, he does.
Dark Merengue's dark place.
Bring us home.
I only have one thing that's not already on this
Ooh.
list.
Let's go.
So my number 5 is Fallout. I obviously already had the Ghoul on my list. I just think like it was such a good twisty show. I loved it. Funny, quirky, cute, dramatic. Had some really poignant moments. I also have X-Men 97.
Hey.
I really enjoyed it. Eric watched it a second time with me.
Yeah, I did. It was great.
That's awesome.
Number 3 is my addition, and
Ooh.
it is the Penguin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really liked the Penguin.
Forgot about
Lots
that.
of I liked lots of stuff about the Penguin. Number 2, I have Shrinking.
Mhm.
Always love Shrinking, man.
Did I
Please
not
give
write
that
it
show
on
a
there?
chance.
I, did
I don't
not.
think you did.
My
You
dumbass.
didn't. I'm like, where is it?
Wow.
Where is
Not
it?
bolded, not bolded yet.
Gosh, please watch it. It's so good. Tomas, you would love it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
It's just like people dealing with feelings and therapy and emotion and trauma and relationships and neighbors
life.
and kids, just life, and it's so good.
No, I think
and,
you'd eat it up, Tomas. I think. Yeah.
I think Tomas would eat it up.
Yeah.
What is the neighbor dude's name?
Oh God.
Darren.
Darren.
I love Darren.
Darren. There's so many
Uh,
quirky characters in that show. It's great.
They're all just lovable.
Great
Love 'em
ensemble.
all. And number 1 is Say Nothing. That shit is, if you want to think about life
Oh no.
in a way that like makes you question life and question all of your decisions in life and feel bad for feeling angry towards anybody else because who the fuck knows what fuck, life is hard
It is.
and people are influenced easily, and you want to believe in your cause, and sometimes the people who are leading your cause are not the people you think they were, and it's fucked up. And I've learned to love these drinks that have Guinness and Jameson and a little bit of Bailey's in them, and I don't know what to call them anymore because I'm not gonna call them Irish car bombs, because this shit, like Eric said, it's also like a historic thing. You learn a lot, and you're like, damn, I feel so fucking bad forever.
Calling it that.
Not gonna do that. Can I just have a little bit of? Oh, I just want them served singly and a solo, and I'll do it all myself. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you order that, and they're like, "Oh, you mean an Irish car bomb?" No, I want Guinness.
no, thank
I
you.
want a little
thank
Bailey's
you.
and Jameson, please.
As much as I do want the people of Ireland to be independent, I did, and it's very
I'll
moving.
call it the Kayla car bomb.
Yeah, that's
So
better.
much.
That's so much better.
I'd even call it the price. As terrible as that is still, because what's interesting, a little spoiler, like, okay, obviously Irish car bombs, the troubles, there were lots of car bombings happening, but they would call in, like, people, they tried not to hurt people. They were just messages, Yeah, they would like put the car bomb there, call in an emergency, get the place evacuated, and then the bomb would go off, causing city destruction, but not human destruction. But sometimes, shit it was not safe. What they were doing was not safe.
No, people
But,
did die. Yeah, like
people did
at the end of the
die.
day,
There were
people
moles,
did die.
there were spies. Oh, how you just feel like you're doing the right thing, but were you? For who? What did it cost? What?
There's
Why?
There's an old saying
it's
in the
like-
Bible, the only one I know. For what is it for a man to gain the world but to lose his soul in the process? It's like, what is the cost?
Yeah. That is a show about what is the cost. I think that could be the like tagline of that show, honestly.
It's so good.
Yeah.
The actors are all so good. The like little poster I found, I'm really excited to show when I make the post. It's really cool. I like it a lot.
Ooh. All right. Well, we're gonna have to. I mean, okay. So obviously, I think literally all of us nominated X-Men '97 and Fallout. I think it was on all of our lists, right? So those two, it's basically the decision of which of those gets number one show of 2024 for the Nonsense of the Year award. So and then
we got to take one off, right? One of our bolds.
we have to take two bolds off because we have 7 bolded at this point.
right.
And we're only going to do 5.
How about
so-
we do the removal first?
Okay.
Can I do a quick sidebar?
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so we were talking about Irish car bombs, liquor.
We were.
I was at a restaurant the other day, and the bar is like right there.
Yeah.
And I'm like looking at the top shelf stuff. So I asked out of curiosity how much a shot of Grey Goose costs nowadays. Boy, howdy. I'm so glad I stopped drinking. It was $17.
Jesus.
Holy cow.
Wow.
Oh, gosh.
I had no idea.
Yikes.
Neither did I.
Those tariffs, am I right?
Oof.
Goose
I
Island.
know that like
Really
Irish car bomb
rise up the
shots are
price.
like $20, but they're like
Jesus
a
Christ.
whole drink.
I used to be able to get blitzed with a 20 in my wallet. What happened?
That's
yeah,
why
we used to be a proper country where you could get blitzed for a 20. That's my platform. All right.
I'll vote for you. Please, Eric, run. I'm
No.
dying over here.
2020.
no more.
So television, I am willing to I'm willing to lose Shogun to keep Say Nothing.
Whoa.
If that
I like
is- if that's okay. Ryan, you also I think had Shogun,
Who
so
made you king of
this would-
Shogun.
this would be taking one of yours off, but
I would take Go Go Loser Ranger off and leave Shogun if I'm gonna have to like Sophie choice it.
You king of go-go's.
okay, that's a
Like,
What about House of the Dragon?
well.
hey, I don't like it.
That, you know what? I
Honestly,
I-
that was like my number 5 by default.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Okay.
For me, that was that kind of situation.
Kind of in the same
I
pool.
needed a show that I finished this year to be on
How we
there,
feeling?
and I liked it.
It's a
liked
good
it.
show. It's worthy of a 5,
Yeah.
but maybe not
it
our
has
5.
some good moments too. Yeah.
Okay.
Get it. Get
So
it out.
okay.
Put it just under Say
I think
Nothing.
House of the Dragon should go down.
Okay. And Ryan mentioned at least Go Go Loser Ranger as being on the bubble, maybe. So
Say Nothing seems really good. I
It's so good.
haven't finished it, but
I mean, Shogun it's too good to take off the list.
I have a Shogun moment on my best moments.
okay. I
I think so did Eric and Ryan.
think you're
Yes.
Side note.
There, that's a great.
Think of.
I know, absolutely.
What are you gonna play?
right. So okay. All right. I'm gonna do something
seems
here.
like it's between Shrinking and Go Go Loser Ranger right
Okay,
now for
okay.
the final spot.
That might be,
Something like
yeah. Is that how we're feeling? So X-Men and Fallout locked in. Say
They both
Nothing,
got 2, right?
pretty not locked in. Shogun pretty locked in, and then Bubble, Shrinking season 2, and Go Go Loser Ranger. Is that what we're down to, or anything else we want to argue
Sure.
for? Even something that's not bolded. We could like I before we started like really all being. I was like, damn, the 2024 Game Awards on this list would be real nice. But maybe that doesn't have
Hell
enough.
yeah, get Shrinking out of there. Get Shrinking out of there.
I don't know. Eric said I would love shrinking. So.
I know you would. I
You
know
don't
you
think
would.
you would like? I think Mike would like Shrinking too.
I think
Okay.
you would too.
Well, there you
I think you'd have to not have a heart if you to
Goody.
not like it. But
I think it's probably
Yeah.
not a D jam or Ryan jam.
No, I
you
watched it.
thinking?
Loved it. It was fantastic.
Ooh, there you
Loved
I mean,
it.
not that you wouldn't like it, but
there's no
this
anime
is
whatsoever
very
in Shrinking.
Right, it's very streamlined of something that like I know Mike likes.
I don't
that
even
type
think
of
any of the
drama.
characters have ever even seen anime in that universe. I think.
Definitely not.
You know what wasn't
Gabby for sure
fucking
has.
streamlined?
She
Game
listens
Awards.
to rap Lord of the Rings.
You're right. You're right. Oh my God, Gabby's amazing.
Is this the joint on Apple TV?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
So good. Go get you a free trial.
We're
They're
gonna start
throwing them
our
out like
3 months
crazy.
or,
All right, so I feel like then it's like comes down to Ryan's watched both of these.
That's true.
I think. So it's between what two? Sorry.
Shrinking and Go Go
Shrinking
Loser
and
Ranger.
Go Go Loser.
I know it means a lot to us, but I think it might have to go. You know.
Ooh,
I will say so.
Wait, do you have a word on that?
I will
Item
say to be humble here, if we were to lose Go-Go Loser Ranger, this would just be my list. So just putting that out there. I just wanted to make that known. But you know,
Only happened once before.
Yeah,
once you're cooked.
wouldn't be the first time. Wouldn't be the first time.
I probably liked Shrinking more than Go-Go Loser Ranger. I'll be honest. I mean, it's incomplete, right? Shrinking's kind of complete, so it's a different perspective. I mean, I'm sure Go-Go Loser Ranger becomes even more phenomenal later on, but we only got one season, and there are some slow periods in it that I
More to
kind of,
come.
wasn't agreement with. But most of the show was pretty amazing. I enjoyed the take, just everything. But Shrinking season 2, oh, come on,
it's good.
how can you not love that fucking last scene there with them at the
It's amazing.
train station?
The train
whatever.
station.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, that was such a man. Hit so many levels.
Like a baby over here. That was me. Like a baby. Okay. Are we first question, are we good with these 5, which would be X-Men 97, Fallout, Say Nothing, Shogun, and Shrinking season 2?
Yeah.
Cool with it.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now, number 1, is it X-Men 97 or is it Fallout?
X-Men 97.
X-Men
Yeah, I
97.
think everybody.
I think it's X-Men 97.
Well, good. Then I don't have to change the list at all because that's where it is. All right, I'm going to hit those with the old yellow paint there. And that is the Best of TV 2024 from the Nonsense of the Year Awards. Shrinking Season 2, Shogun, Say Nothing, Fallout, and the number 1 Best TV of 2024 is X-Men 97.
Yeah.
The definitive list.
Definitive.
yeah. Man,
I believe I
Right.
called this podcast the
all I care about.
definitive podcast of definitiveness when Eric posted our 4-year
Oh,
anniversary.
hell
the
yeah.
other day.
Oh, yeah.
I just want to chime in. The reason why I didn't defend Go-Go Loser Ranger like adamantly is because it's just the first part.
Mm.
It's just the first part, guys. It's establishing everything. There's slow periods because it's the beginning.
Fellowship of
That's
Ranger,
fair.
You know,
Well, I really
really-
appreciate Dee and Ryan being humble and letting me have my entire list as the
Oh.
definitive list. Thank you, guys.
Eric's looking good this year.
this is the worst TV year we've had doing these. I think.
This might be the worst TV year we've had. I don't know. TV has been the best each year, it seems, like that we've done it. So it's like,
I really liked all of my 5.
yeah.
I was gonna say compared to other years, not good.
Compared to other year.
But it's still an incredibly solid year of like just overall TV, like widespread.
Yeah. Yeah. Maybe more
I don't know,
like,
we all agreed on like 3 things.
yeah. Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point.
It was top heavy then, I think, probably, right? Like, I think X-Men 97 and Fallout probably, like, when we do the 5-year and we discuss, like, our overall, like, 5-year stuff, I feel like those have a good shot at being up there in contention with, Mayor of Easttown or whatnot.
Like, we had.
Ah,
We were
man.
struggling to get Arcane on the 5 or something.
Right.
Like, I think that happened one year.
Right. Which is insane,
Arcane
right?
season 1.
The good one. All right, we moving on to best movies.
Ready?
You're here.
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Anyone
Can
want
I
to
start?
volunteer? Yeah. Start it off, Tomas.
I want to start because I only watched one movie.
Mr. Malcolm's list. Here we go.
Put it on there.
It's twice.
Beetlejuice.
Hell
Don't
yeah.
say it 3 times.
Beetlejuice one more time. Let's go. Boom. He's on.
Good stuff.
Somebody do a Beetlejuice impersonation. I was gonna try, but I just stopped at working my mouth. I like it.
That's his famous line, right? I'm Beetlejuice.
It's good.
I always like to do the dance when he's walking up to like the weird like strip club or whatever, like
Yeah.
the brothel.
Oh, what an average Joe like me can get entertainment around here. Yeah.
Oh,
He's so gross.
he is gross. I love Beetlejuice.
Super grody.
Yeah, it's like gross, but you love it.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff.
He's just a scamp. What a lovable scamp.
Mike, did you know Michael Keaton was in Call of Duty? You know
Whoa.
that? That's an
I had no idea.
That is most inside of jokes.
Let's see if he's in the rest of my list. Let's see. I guess I'll go next.
Hell yeah, do it.
Yo, baby.
My number 5, coming hot off the top rope, A Real Pain. The Kieran Culkin, Jesse Eisenberg starring, and I believe he directed it, film about 2 cousins who lose their grandmother, who both meant a lot to both of them growing up and stuff. But they've kind of grown apart over the years, and after her passing, they agree to do this Holocaust tour in Poland. And it's them kind of, going through on this train tour with a group of other people. Jennifer Grey from Dirty Dancing is one of the group as well. And Culkin's getting a lot of praise. He's probably going to win Best Supporting Actor Oscar this year. But I thought Eisenberg was really good too. Just the relationship that they have of both of them wanting something that the other has, and that if they're kind of the yin and yang of each other. One has the charisma, but the other has the crippling social anxiety, but he's got his life together, and he has a family. And I don't know. It really worked on me. It's on Hulu right now. I strongly suggest checking that one out for sure.
Hell yeah.
My number 4, Love Lies Bleeding. I had Jackie as one of my characters, best characters of the year. This is just like a cool kind of noir romance. It takes place like in the desert. Ed Harris is this crazy like villain in the movie with like 6-foot-long hair, and he's weird gun runner in the desert and shit. And it's real visceral, it's real violent, which I really liked. The scenes of just like the bodybuilding competitions are really cool. they end in violence,
too.
like every scene kind of does. But there's a lot of beauty and power and violence, like the juxtaposition of those things throughout the film that I like. Kristen Stewart's really good in this. She's Ed Harris's daughter, who gets kind of Jackie mixed in with all of this shit. And the ending, I think a lot of people kind of are down on, but I really liked it. So the two of them kind of wind up on top, and Jackie literally becomes like 30 foot tall, like Honey, I Blew Up the Kids. And is like Hulk smashing things. But I think that's what you're just supposed to feel like. Out of the 100 years of movies, it's hard for a movie to show a new way of showing like characters feeling on top of the world. And I think that's just all that we're supposed to take it as. Like these characters, they're skipping and they're 50 feet tall and shit. And they're just feeling that's
She's also fucked up
right now. Like they got
absolutely.
And I don't know. I really liked it.
Me too. I really liked it as well.
No, it was wonderful. Did we lose Mike? Is that what happened?
With arms wide open.
Oh no, did we lose me again?
No.
No, you're
No.
there.
Oh, okay.
Are you
So
there?
we lost
I can
Mike.
see you.
Okay.
Yeah. Just waiting for him.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Now we can.
Absolutely. Maybe go from a video feed to just an audio feed.
Good thing this is a audio podcast and has no video element.
Can you guys hear me?
You're breaking up a
Yeah,
little bit.
kind of
for us.
robotic.
Can you
a
guys hear me
little
now?
Yeah.
Nothing? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh,
Yeah.
Can you go get that one? Yeah.
Uh,
There she goes. Where is it? Is
Okay.
it down there? Is it down there? Yeah, let's get it.
Man, what a
Hey.
great internet connection day, huh?
What
Well,
we
the
got?
Super Bowl, maybe he fucking shit up.
Oh, you could be
All
right.
Uh-oh.
Well, while we're
Wow.
what we got here? What we got? We got Real Pain, Love Lies Bleeding.
It's really great. Great
Mm.
list.
I can take over the mantle in the time being if you want to.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I think he's
Oh.
back.
He's back.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Do I sound okay?
Yeah, you sound great.
Yeah.
Hello?
hear you.
Oh.
Maybe he can't hear us.
Okay. I can hear you guys. Can you
Fantastic.
Pod.
guys hear? I'm just gonna move to my phone, I think.
All right.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
no. What even is life?
I got a lot of editing to do. That's gonna be fun. Yeah. Let's edit it up.
It'll be okay.
Yeah, it'll be
Oh,
fine.
This
It'll
one
be
in like a week.
The audio editing, super easy. The video comes a little more difficult, but it's okay.
You should timestamp shit.
I should.
All right.
There he is. He
All
looks
right.
like
Sorry
a
about
giant monster from Love Lies Bleeding.
Yes. So that's my number 4. My number 3 is Challengers. The Luca Guadagnino joint that released last
Grasping
year.
at straws for movies too.
Oh no! Hey.
Oh man, I really dig Challengers. I like that movie a lot. Story of like these two up and coming tennis stars who both fall in love for a professional tennis player played by Zendaya, and she kind of agrees to become their coach and stuff, and then she actually starts dating one, and there's like a competition between them to like who's going to actually be the boyfriend and things like that. And I don't know, I think Luca makes really sexy movies. I think Call Me by Your Name, Bones and All, and this movie are, I would say, sexy as movies. I think the steamier scenes are really well done. The tennis scenes are awesome. The soundtrack by Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross is very good. And man, Luca's just my guy. I don't know. I like all the movies that I've seen of his. And I was disappointed this one didn't make it in the top 10 for best film of the year. And yeah, that's my number 3.
He got traded recently, right, Luca?
Yeah. He's making movies for the Lakers now, unfortunately. And my number 2 is Nosferatu. Just something that still sticks with me. I just love the set pieces, loved all of the little tiny things. It was if Eggers has like Wes Anderson type of like every little thing is thought over and placed in the right thing, and all of the color grading is like has to meet his standard and everything. And
Yes, he's like the horror version of Wes Anderson, I think. Is what I'd say about Eggers. Loved all the performances. Loved, Skarsgård as Nosferatu. You never would have thought that it was him, compared to his stuff in like Pennywise and Barbarian and things like that. And man, just seeing that shadow shot go all over, Germany or wherever they are, like just him, the creeping death that's setting in his town and the plague that he brings with him. It has moments where it is super scary, like where it knows it needs to like show how fucking crazy powerful this dude is. Like, he can take out, even though he looks like just a floating bag of guts at times, he can still suck, and man, big ups for Nosferatu. I was down on Northman, and I'm glad that Eggers could bring me back with this one. And there's weird. He's either making a Wolfman movie next, or he's making Labyrinth next. Maybe both. Maybe put a wolf in the labyrinth.
I've seen announcements for both.
Yeah. With his aesthetic, I can see Labyrinth going real hard.
Hell yeah. Yeah, I hope it's Labyrinth over Wolfman, but we'll see. And my number one is Dune 2.
Dune 2.
Nothing beats it this year. Got to see it with Eric in IMAX. It was fucking killer. Nothing beat it this year. It was, man, just what that first movie was, but also adding the layer, it's the Empire Strikes Back effect, the Two Towers, Return of the King kind of thing, just where, and I know they're making a third movie. I don't know if it could be better than this one. I don't know. I wish fucking Denis got a director Oscar nom for this. I think what he did was incredible. He does the best action, like blockbuster thing, like action sequences, I think. And just like there's a scene where they're trying to destroy a spice collector or something out in the desert, and they're having to hide behind the legs of this thing has legs like a toy robot scarab, a kind of thing, and they're launching rockets at these ornithopter things that are shooting at them. And it's just it has amazing set pieces, amazing drama. It has an amazing Christopher Walken performance of him just saying ridiculous Baron Harkonnen.
It's so good.
He's perfect as the Emperor. An amazing cast. You got Zendaya, you have Chalamet, Javier Bardem. I said Christopher Walken. You have
Hugh.
Oh man, guy who was Elvis. I can't.
Austin Butler.
Austin Butler. Thank you.
From the top rope.
Yeah, doing an amazing. Probably the best gladiator performance in the year where there's a gladiator movie. We get a little bit of Leia Seydoux in this with the pain box stuff, and the Bene Gesserit is. I love it. I don't know. I'm Dune pilled.
He's Dune pilled.
Love this movie.
Dune pilled.
Can't wait for the next one.
Is this the year of the worm?
Hell yeah! I wish I would have got one of those popcorn buckets, but
I need a second one, if you know what I mean.
But it's just a movie that cemented Chalamet as my guy, Villeneuve is my guy, and it's my movie of the year.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
Dune 2. I'll go next if no one else doesn't. Desperately want to go next.
Eric, Dune 2, Dune 2, Dune 2, Dune 2.
Let's just say it's represented on my list. Yes, it is. It's here. But number 5, Alien, Ram, You Lust. This year, I locked it in that they have not made a bad Alien movie. We watched them all, me and Kayla, in anticipation of Alien Romulus, and they all have something going for them, including this really, really fun new take on like younger kids in space dealing with the xenomorphs, some cool kills that we haven't really seen. There's like we've seen dripping acid before, but not done this way. We've seen face huggers, but not so many on screen at one time. We've seen 0G things before, but not quite this way. We've seen pulse rifles, but not quite this way. They're doing some cool things. It's a lot of callbacks. Like that's what I think some people didn't like about it. Is like it is a lot of member berry stuff, but I don't know. Fucking Alien's cool. So like, if you want to keep telling me that Alien's cool, I'm gonna keep saying that. Yeah, you're right. So, Alien Romulus, cool ass movie. Go see some xenomorphs. My number 4, A Quiet Place, Day 1. I'm actually gonna type it in here. This was, I would say, probably the most surprising film for me this year. Not the best film this year, but the most surprising, because I was kind of uninterested for the most part in this movie. I feel like the franchise could have stayed at like a single movie, honestly. The second movie was fine, and this is a prequel. We kind of already know what the origin of the like enemy is and stuff, so a prequel kind of seems like, why you doing it? But I don't know. It knocked me down. Like the main character is just really, really well done. I was very pleasantly surprised at the way that they took it and made it more of like a less about the aliens and the destruction and everything else, and more about a really compelling character and almost like the aliens and the destruction stuff kind of stopped mattering, and it was more just like, oh, how does someone racked with cancer get from one side of New York to the other when the odds are stacked against them? And there's also aliens. Like it's just almost thrown in there. I don't know. I thought it was way more like heartfelt and way more like meaningful than a Quiet Place movie needed to be. A third Quiet Place movie. So anyway, Quiet Place, Day 1. I really enjoyed it. Number 3, Love Lies Bleeding. What a fucking film. I don't know that I can say much more than Mike did. Katie O'Brien, I guess the last thing I should say is Katie O'Brien is the one and true Abby from The Last of Us. No one can take that away from me. She's my headcanon. But yeah, Love Lies Bleeding, really, really good.
The muscles have nothing to do with the story they're trying to tell.
Yeah, well.
Beating ass doesn't take muscles.
Yeah, well, tell that to Katie O'Brien, because she beats ass and she uses every ounce of those fucking awesome muscles. Yeah, she's a specimen. The fucking Franco kill is so good. It's I don't know, that movie's fucking dope. Just go check it out, guys. My number 2 is Dune 2. Really Dooney Tunes, Dune 2. Mike said it, just the best blockbuster like visual effects. Like I don't understand like how like this wasn't even as expensive as a movie as like a lot of MCU stuff is, but it just looks so much better than like a lot of the bad CGI we get and just kind of garbage that we get sometimes visually. The color palette, the vast open spaces, the cool fucking technology, and like Mike said, just a wildly huge cast of characters, weirdos. Javier Bardem is such a fucking weird dude, but I love him. He somehow explains how this like God Emperor is appropriately called like Sandmouse, and like Sandmouses are they're the kings of the world. Yeah, like he just somehow like makes the most bullshit stuff sound like reasonable. Dune 2 is great. Dune 2 is very good. Oh God.
Dune is such a weird universe.
Oh, it is, and
I've tried listening to like explanations of like certain things in this world.
Yeah.
The whole entire shebang, and they talk
Nice, brother.
What do you?
I don't know
What's there not to
how far
understand?
Dune 2 gets, but like, you know, there's some worm emperor dudes.
Yeah.
Like,
What's confusing about that?
Man, I named this podcast Spice Girls, you know? That's what
I feel
I would
like,
name
man,
it.
it's good stuff.
the melange, the spice.
Yeah, the last
Showers.
thing that I want to say is that a lot of times with a sequel, you know, it has to or it might make the previous movie worse because of choices or whatever else, but seeing Dune 2 made me appreciate Dune, the first Denis Dune, that much more. It just made me appreciate that universe that much more, those characters, and it's like it took Dune, the original, as like maybe like a 9 out of 10 in my mind or something like that, to be like, oh yeah, no, they're both just 10s. They're just like, they're both just amazing
Elevated.
like parts of a story. So
Eric, we get it, bro. You went to high school with Dune.
he's very important to me. But the most important thing to me this year is Civil War, and I don't mean the real one. I mean the one that was on on film.
Question mark.
Big question mark.
I mean, Alex Garland's my guy. He continues to be my guy, and he just has not disappointed me. I love that. Like, it's not an apolitical movie. Like, there are politics in this movie, but it's not the politics that you would have thought. Like, it could have been really easy to just take like what's going on in our real world and say like, oh, this is just what it could be in 20 years or something, and it's really not. Like, it's an alternate kind of history. It's an alternate take on like the US and stuff like that. It kind of doesn't even get into the whys of it all. It literally is a take on war and like on civil war and people killing each other. And it takes it and says like, the why doesn't matter. Like, when people are just dying and doing awful things to each other, like, you don't need to know the why. It's just like, this shit is happening, and look at it. It's both like
Nobody really knows, and here they are doing it.
exactly.
It fucking sucks.
And it fucking sucks. Exactly. Like, it's not glamorous. It's not like cool. As like breathtaking as it can be, like to see combat on film and everything, it's still like, at the end of the day, you leave this movie, or you should leave this movie of like, yeah, this war's not fucking cool, man. Like, it's not.
Yeah, a lot of war films are very romantic. Like, we
Yeah.
gotta find the guy, and we're you know, the good
Yeah, they're
guy's gonna win in the
romanticized.
end.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's like,
You know what?
It's not always a Saving Private Ryan stab in the chest scene.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just a scene of like, I have no enemies.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a powerful statement you got there, D.
So you're telling me nobody says "take this libtard" as they throw a grenade over their fence in this movie?
Maybe in the Blu-ray DVD or extras or whatever.
The extended
but,
cut.
Yeah, but I don't think so. No.
The Snyder cut.
No, it's more like, why are you shooting at that guy? Because he's shooting at us. It's a lot of that. Like, so.
Man, I'm just out here trying to pay my bills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go next.
Hell yeah.
Do it,
Alright, great.
Unabomber.
What's that, Eric? Go to the phones again. Say it once, say it twice. Beetlejuice for my number
Oh.
5.
There we go.
Movie. I watched it again, and it's just a fun time. Is it a amazing, crazy movie? No, but Keaton just steals the show.
Did we need it?
And no, we didn't need it either.
He's eating good.
Definitely wasn't needed. I'll
I think
agree with
that's
that.
the one question.
But sometimes movies just need to be enjoyable, and that's exactly what it was for me. It was an enjoyable movie. Reminded me of something I'd watched in, like, as a kid, 80s or 90s. Don't have to think too hard about it. And I just love the scene when they're in the church and he blows up and he gets all fat, and it's fantastic. It's a hell of a ride.
Nostalgic.
For my number 4 film this year, this is probably the hardest list for me to make, by the way, for my top 5, because films for me did not hit as much as I guess you guys this year. I kind of had to like really reach for this one particularly, but I'm a huge fan of comedy, especially sketch comedy. And this film, Saturday Night, I don't know if you guys watched or not, this archaic sort of like documentary type of the first Saturday Night Live, show. Got me enamored. I love the acting in it. I love the takes. I love seeing Billy Crystal go over his script over and over and over. I love the scene between Chevy Chase and Mr. TV whipping his dick out in front of him and taking his girl. It was great. A little, anxiety ridden for me at times, but like that's the tone it had. And I just love seeing the foundation of what that show, could have not been, and like how to got there in one condensed, very tight movie. So Saturday Night, reached my hand again over the aisle. I'm gonna say Nosferatu is my number 3. Someone who's a relatable floating pile of guts myself. Man,
that's under the hoodie.
I don't know why. I can't get this fucking movie out of my head. Like the visuals, I think I'm going to remember the rest of my life. This guy is a masterful director. You can tell he's an artist in every way possible. In every like scene, there's so much detail and so much just going on that's just shot so beautifully. One thing that I loved about it is you felt scared, but you weren't jump scared, for me in this film. It just, the aesthetic really, just the atmosphere is like, Freddy Krueger in a way, but like just, I don't know, gothic in a sense. But yeah, great performances. I would say that. Number 2, I would have to say Deadpool and Wolverine. We're talking about just going to a theater, having laughs, having a good time. This was it for me. I think this was Hugh's probably second best Wolverine performance. But the jokes just kept on coming. I thought I wasn't going to like it as much as I, going into it, but it was great. It was fun. There's so many homages, so much love given every direction to, the comics, to the characters themselves, to the fourth walling, to, inside jokes with oneself. It's a great film. I really enjoyed it. I can't get out of my head the Fox Friends cast. It was a highlight for me. It was great. I never thought they'd do that in a million years, and how they did it was perfect. Did not like the villain as much, but in number 1 for me this year, I'm gonna have to go with We Live in a Time. Yeah, romantic comedy. Florence Pugh, can't do no wrong.
Pew pew.
Yeah, heartfelt, emotional, great story. The chemistry is unreal. Yeah.
I think that one just hit max. I gotta watch it.
You guys gotta see it. You're gonna like it.
I want to.
Florence
It's on
Pugh
my
is
list
amazing.
for sure.
Yeah, that's my movie list for this year, guys.
Hell yeah.
Oh, down, 2 to go.
Yeah, we doing D and then Kayla again?
Let's go.
Okie dokie.
Hey.
Hi, hey everyone. It's me with my movie list. There's
D.
Do it.
there's some movies on here. They're not in any particular order.
I like that.
I'm glad you went
So the
with
first-
movies. I'm glad.
I'm just gonna list my games right now.
So Transformers 1 was
Ooh, yeah.
a really like just good, just solid movie. Even just kind of thinking about like, have they done an origin story for them? Do I care? And then coming out of that, like, oh shit, I think I cared. That was amazing.
cared.
I think I care a lot. I think I'm gonna think about this for a little bit. And it was just stuff they recycled stuff that's happened outside of a prequel, and it just was really good. It was like a very good climax for an animated movie. Probably my favorite one. Other one was,
No way.
this year.
Oh, this year. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you meant like all
ever,
time.
not ever.
What?
We're talking about this year.
Like, what are you talking about?
Wait, were we doing a best
You
of all
almost
time
lost
list this
my
whole
bet.
time?
Sorry. Sorry. Keep
no,
going.
it's okay.
My apologies.
I
What?
checked out Deadpool and Wolverine. Deadpool and Wolverine was really fun.
Ooh, lock it in.
I didn't.
Well, we'll talk.
I like that it is not Deadpool 3 because it's not Deadpool 3. It is really just its own movie with no villain, just none. There's no villain. There's some guys, they're in the way sort of. They just had a bunch of fun in the movie. They didn't know what they were doing, but I had also a lot of fun.
There it is.
Dune 2.
Hell yeah.
Looney Tunes.
I finally watched Dune right before Dune 2 came out.
Hey.
So I got a back-to-back experience. It was really great.
That's the right way to do it.
And just well, I do have like the transient memory of the old Dune films because my mom has read all of Dune. So when those movies came out originally, I was sitting watching, and I remember the weird emperor dude and the creepy robot hands, and
Checks out. Still a fact.
yeah, still
So you got,
absolutely
like, all that
terrifying.
past ancestral knowledge in your head,
Yeah.
man.
Big ups to
Yeah,
David Lynch,
Yeah.
Rip.
yeah.
R.I.P.
Rip.
Lynch tried to fit 3 books into one movie.
What a mad lad.
Just insane. I want to also shout out, I think it was my last one, which was just my personal pick of the year, was Piece by Piece.
Nice.
The Pharrell Williams.
The Pharrell one, where he does a biopic, but it's the studio that does the Lego movies.
Lego.
It's really fucking charming, guys. It is such a fun ride, and just all the things that I didn't. He's been in the business so freaking long, guys. Yeah, it's a ride. It's a really fun ride, actually, and I highly suggest you check it out. If you love anything he's done ever, it's worth the watch.
I think it just hit
On
Hulu.
Peacock.
Oh, Peacock. Okay.
Oh, I got that one.
Yeah. I remember seeing it. I remember seeing the thumbnail, big and proud. Oh yeah. Piece by piece. What a wild thing to do, right? Like a Lego Pharrell movie? Like wild.
It just works.
The only thing
I don't know.
crazier is going to be the Kendrick Lamar
Super
Trey
Bowl
Parker, Matt Stone
performance?
movie. That's no, he's making a movie with the South Park.
Yeah, with Trey Parker, and yeah,
That's awesome.
it's gonna be amazing.
All right, Kayla. Wrap up
Fabulous.
best movies of 2024.
Okay.
Suspense.
My number 5 is Heretic.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was interesting. Tone definitely like. I mean, you take lovable, charming Hugh Grant, put him as spooky cult leader, and
Debate me.
It's yeah, it's intriguing. Good film. Good film. Number 4, I have Civil War.
Hell yeah.
Just sit on that one, think about it. Number 3, Nosferatu. Lots of echoing everything that you guys have already said. I just think it's so stylized that it deserves credit. Number 2, Love Lies Bleeding. Man, this was like the first film we watched of 2024, and it stayed up there.
Yeah.
And my number 1, my favorite movie was Speak No Evil. I really liked it.
No Dune.
No Dune over here.
And you had a horror list, Kayla. Speak No Evil,
did.
Heretic, and Nosferatu. And I mean, Love Lies Bleeding has some...
Bleeding and Civil War are pretty scary.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
aired on the podcast.
Yeah. Man, yeah. They're at very
Speak No
least, they're
Evil was
thrillers. Yeah. Oh, Speak No Evil is great. Yeah. Good pick.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah. That one just missed my list. Okay, so we have some bolding. So Dune 2, Nosferatu, and Love Lies Bleeding all had our 3 picks, our 3-fers there. So I think they're pretty much locked in. They don't have to be in that order necessarily, but we're basically deciding on 2 more spots, I think. After Dune 2, Nosferatu, and Love Lies Bleeding. We've got Deadpool and Wolverine bolded. We've got Civil War bolded. And we got Beetlejuice bolded. The bolding doesn't have to lock something in. We can still get, a real pain in there. We could still get We Live in Time or Piece by Piece or Heretic or whatever. So let's do some debating here. I mean, obviously, I would love if Civil War was up there, but it doesn't need to be. I think about that movie often.
Me too.
I want it up there. At least move it above Deadpool and Wolverine for now. Huh?
Okay.
Think about it every day.
Yeah, and I've never seen the movie.
Good Lord.
I mean, I know Mike doesn't want.
There.
I know Mike doesn't want Deadpool and Wolverine anywhere near this list.
I don't.
But
I really don't. I'm becoming the biggest Saturday night defender.
Yeah.
No, I movies that almost made my 5 would be like Alien, Romulus, and Heretic. I thought were both very good. To me, Deadpool is poo-poo. Poo-poo-doo-doo, poo-pee-caca.
Wow.
You know what? I enjoyed the first 2 Deadpools. I can kind of understand where Mike's coming from, though. Like, people who tend to, so before these movies came out, people who liked Deadpool, man, they were hard to be around. Yeah. Imagine you're in the Purdue Calumet game room.
Oh, God.
Picture
as
this.
I do every day.
Deadpool's mentioned.
Oh, God.
I'm just out of there, man. Even if I'm on like the best run of Metal Slug I've had, and I'm out of there, bro.
A5er out of there. Right.
A5er's gone.
I mean, someone threw out Heretic as being within. Yeah, it was also just outside of my top 5 as well. That is Mr. Reed got our character of the year. If you didn't see Day 2, great movie.
Oh, yeah, that's fair.
Really, really, really good movie. I would feel perfectly fine with that one in the list. I'm already eating good here. Dune 2, Love Lies Bleeding, and Civil War. If those make the final cut, that's 3 for me, baby. So, I'm good. I'm eating good in the neighborhood.
I am super indifferent on this
We
list.
didn't watch A Real Pain by the time this list was made. I feel like it was good.
I enjoyed that
Besides
movie.
me and Tomas watching the Beetlejuice
The Beetlejuice.
Who else watched it? We got opinions. We got feelings
I've seen
about it.
it.
We
It's
saw
on the
it.
list.
Yeah, we went to the
seen it.
theaters.
I
and saw it.
slept through 90% of that thing.
So your opinion doesn't matter, is what you're saying. I got it.
Ryan,
I'm saying
I
it
think,
matters the most.
I think you and I kind of nailed it. Like when we said, like, did we really need a Beetlejuice 2? Like, what was the point of this movie?
Listen, I might not need Beetlejuice 2, but I need Michael Keaton again in my life. Okay, that's
Really?
all that mattered.
Oh, he's around.
I want
Don't
Birdman
worry.
too.
Man, at
You know,
best.
Oh god.
Birdman too.
He's around working at your local Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mike,
Don't
did you
go
know he
chasing
was in
waterfalls.
Call of Duty?
I
Yeah,
did. I
apparently.
did know that.
Oh.
I would rather Deadpool over Beetlejuice if we had to pick between those two, and it doesn't seem like we agree on those two.
Which hill do you want to die on, Mike?
Whoa,
Man,
whoa,
why
whoa,
can't we
whoa.
get a good movie in our top 5?
Heretic is my pick, so I'm all for putting it up
They
there.
were both fabulous movies. You could do no wrong.
You guys really loved just paying money to sit down and be reminded of all those shitty fucking Fox movies we watched because
Oh,
they were the
man.
only things available to
angry.
us, and we just eat it up. We just wow, it's the Human Torch up there. And
Like,
This is deep, man.
I'm glad I got sunglasses right now because the shade this guy is throwing is unreal.
Wait. Do you often
stupid.
need sunglasses for shade?
Yeah, man. And just
We
for
were-
Mike, man.
we've had important shit with this franchise. We've had fucking Avengers Assemble. We don't need the fucking. We don't need Blade and Gambit
To be vengeance.
teaming up.
It's the
Right.
Avengers we wanted.
It was just a silly movie. It was by no means like a real movie.
Yeah,
Neither of
never
them are
appreciated
Deadpool
that.
or Beetlejuice.
It's not a real
Right.
movie. I think you're right. I think
It's
you're
not a real movie, but it is a real movie. It is a movie that
It's
happened
not.
and it's real.
It's really not.
The more Mike
Billy-
fights, I kind of want it on the list that much more.
Okay, Mike.
Oh.
Did you hate it more than Thor: Love and Thunder?
Ooh, that's a good
For
question.
not being a real movie,
That's
it sure
a
as hell made
good
a real amount of
question.
money.
I'm sure Deadpool is better than that. Piece of dog shit. Love and Thunder is very bad.
Yeah.
Look, I got
And a
the
hologram
ball.
face.
I haven't even touched on the Logan aspect of it.
Mm,
Like
yeah.
that shit mattered to me.
Oh.
Right? Hugh Jackman hanging it up meant something to me, and for him to
Mm.
take this payday,
Mm,
you know, just to put on the yellow and blue, like to give,
mm.
Ooh.
to give some more, like, oh, I've seen that on a comic book cover. I've seen that on a comic. I can't stand it, but I don't know. Can we put Go-Go Ranger here? I'd do that.
Oh. Did anyone else check out Speak No Evil? That movie is super dope.
Put
I
it
don't
at
know.
5.
Mm.
Put it.
He said, put it at 5.
I think Heretic is like we had 3 people vote for Mr. Reed as a character.
He's great. It's
That's
great.
a point to make.
All right.
Um,
So if I did this,
Beetlejuice.
if I did this, if our list
I changed my
was in no particular order yet, because we haven't discussed that, but if our list was, if the 5 were Dune 2, Nosferatu, Love Lies Bleeding, Civil War, and Heretic, what would people think? Speak on it.
I would think that I've seen technically 2 of these movies because I start a lot of movies and then I have to stop watching movies.
Yeah.
So Dune 2 is really the only one I actually watched all the way through.
It's called a mic.
and
Pulling a mic.
and have a real opinion on.
Gotcha.
So I'm fully not upset with that list.
Yeah, man.
I just
got
felt like including movies that I actually finished, not because of quality, but because I have a full view
Yeah.
opinion of it.
No, I get you, dog.
Tomas,
Yeah,
as maybe like the furthest out.
I got no horse in this race, brother. I just enjoy. I've been enjoying watching Mike's meltdown over Deadpool and Wolverine.
I don't know. He was cooking.
I've technically seen Beetlejuice, but again, I'm like, who is this movie made for? I mean, I
It's made
can't
for
get
us,
away.
Tomas. It's made for
I
us.
can't get away from that argument. Like, who asked for this? Why is it being made so many years after? Did everybody just need a paycheck? I don't know. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I had fun watching it, but you know,
It's a hot topic, psyop.
it comes back to why.
But look, we gotta go by the rules. It was bolded. One of them's gotta stay.
I unbolded Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice.
I referred to the name of the podcast.
I'm kidding. Real talk. I am not beholden to either of them. So if we're gonna leave both of them, I don't care. I already got a couple up there that I'm happy with. So if you want to bring another one into the mix, that's good. But which one is it though, and why? I want to know why.
Here's my question: which one would y'all recommend that I see first out of the rest of them?
Ooh,
that's a good question.
I think you dig Heretic. I think Tomas would dig Heretic. Am I right on that one?
Hugh Grant was in that.
Hugh Grant, yeah, is
I
great.
haven't seen that guy in years.
Well, he's playing a different character than you've ever seen him play before. I will tell you that.
Bumbling romantic.
I think Tomas would probably like We Live in Time, even though I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I think Tomas would like We
and
Live in Time.
Jackie would probably get down on that.
That's a great call, Kayla. I think he'd probably like that one. Maybe not the most, but he definitely would enjoy the film. I'm not sure. I don't think you'd like.
Transformers has the greatest ending set piece of all time.
Of all time.
That's Dee's favorite animated movie
of all time. Of all time. Of all time.
Definitely not of 2024.
Okay.
You
know, Alien Romulus is real good, guys. No,
I like Alien, man. I've been dying for a good Alien movie for a while.
The top 5 looks so good right now. Let's just figure out order. Don't no more Eric joints on the fucking top 5.
Okay. All right. So top 5 locked in. We feel comfortable with Dune 2, Nosferatu, Love Lies Bleeding, Civil War, and Heretic. Not necessarily in that order, but those 5.
I think the order is perfect.
I think the order seconded.
I don't love it. I think we could use some change in this world.
Nosferatu got more votes than Dune 2?
Oh, did it?
They got the same.
They got the same? Are you sure?
Nosferatu, Dune 2, and Dune 2, Nosferatu, and Love Lies Bleeding all had 3 votes.
Wow. Holy guacamole. Yeah, I don't hate it.
I mean, if it was me personally, I'd put Love Lies over Nosferatu.
But if we need to talk about,
I love Dune 2. I am fine with Dune 2 being our locked in.
Yeah, it looks good. Looks good.
Paul Atreides says Dune. He says and it's so cool.
He's such a badass in that knife fight.
He drinks the blue juice. He fucking drinks.
You're so silly.
The blue milk from Star Wars? What?
They invented it.
Oh, okay.
Guys, did you know Dune was first before Star Wars? Did you guys know that?
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
All right. We're doing it. Locking it in. No changes. Best movies of 2024 for the Nonsense of the Year awards are Heretic, Civil War, Love Lies Bleeding, Nosferatu, and the number 1 film of 2024, so says the Machine of Nonsense, is Dune 2. Boom.
Let's go.
All right. On to best games of 2024. Tomas had to drop, but he gave us Metaphor.
He gave us his 1 game nomination.
Re Fantasio.
I think he would have said Balatro as well.
I don't think he did. He had every opportunity to say Metaphor Refantasio when he said it.
Isn't he playing it though?
Uh,
Where's that D that really liked it? I forget.
I'll
You
go
talking about Metaphor Refantasio?
Metaphor Refantasio.
Balatro.
Good game. I'll go first officially. I mean, Tomas went first, I guess, but I'll go next, I guess, is
Get
what
it.
I'll say. So my number 5 was Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Question mark.
Repeating in that one?
This was a return to form for, I think, Call of Duty, for the Black Ops franchise, for Activision, all across the board. Just a really, really good first-person shooter. They added some awesome new things that have never been in a Call of Duty game before. It felt like from what I hear, like a Hitman game. I've never played any of the Hitman games, but there's these levels where you have an open ability to kind of go about them the way you want. There's choice. There is ways to do things non-violently in ways that Call of Duty is not used to doing usually. And the pacing of this game is so good. It moves from there's levels where it's your traditional Call of Duty kind of corridor shooter, and that's just done very, very well. The guns are great, and the action's great, to these kind of open zone, choose your own adventure, spy stuff, to these awesome defense missions. You've got this, safe house where you're defending it near the climax. Everything is just so good. There's awesome intrigue. The Black Ops games always do so well with the Cold War spy shit, and your government's lying to you and you can't trust them, and Tomas should have been here for this part. But no, just an all-timer Call of Duty game. As much as there's a billion of them, it's really, really good. And it was on Game Pass. Another Game Pass game, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Just a good-ass Indiana Jones game. I don't think I've ever played an Indiana Jones game at all. Kayla and I recently watched the entire saga of Indiana Jones, and this game just captures being like a kind of an underpowered guy in a world of Nazis, and just having to do what you got to do, find a shovel and knock out a Nazi. Its take on combat is really cool. A lot of hand-to-hand stuff, a lot of improvised, just pick up what's there, throw it, run away, try not to even get into combat if you can. The exploration's really cool. It looks great. And just some really great set pieces. There's this set piece on the top of the Himalayas where you're in a submarine that shouldn't be there, but it is, and you're on top of a mountain, and then you're not on top of a mountain. I'll just say that, and it's just a really good game. I think another Game Pass one. Go check it out. PC or Xbox, or I think it's coming to PlayStation here soon. It's just really
Eric's in Phil Spencer's pocket.
A little bit so far.
I memean, he's definitely in our pockets.
Yes. Yeah, he
Filled by Phil.
He owns most of my wallet. Because my number 3 is another game I played on, get this, Game Pass, Stalker 2, Heart of Chernobyl. Great story behind this game. Came in a little hot. It is kind of janky in parts, but really unique kind of open world survival first person shooter that captures, I think, a lot of the cool stuff from Annihilation. Like the novel and movie from the 60s or 70s, Stalker, were heavy influences for the movie Annihilation and the Project X, or not Project X, Area X trilogy of novels that made Annihilation one of my favorite films. That whole exclusion zone, weird paranormal stuff, it's done so well. It's a bit long. Kayla mentioned that. There's some. It's like one of those games that would be number one and would be a like consideration for like all timer if there wasn't a little jank and if it wasn't a little long. You can kind of tell that obviously there were issues in getting this one out, and everything else was made during a real war.
Man, cut and focus.
They had a lot of ideas, and most of them were
supposed to be
good.
like multiple DLCs coming out too. It's like you could have milked this cow forever.
It's
like,
massive.
If you just just give me a little bite chunks, and we could have been doing this for a while.
It's massive, but really, really worth checking out. And digging in if you want to like a big experience. And I think I played it wrong too. There's, you can definitely
really cool.
play it as like a more of a survival game, more of a go out and just live in the world game. I played it more as a story focused game, but it's a good game. My number 2, not on Game Pass as far as I know, maybe not even still for sale. Who knows? Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. I talked about this.
They buried it.
It got a little buried, unfortunately. They closed the studio that made it, and there's a lot of controversy there. Ubisoft doesn't know what to do with any of its games right now, but just really good. I mean, just an awesome Metroidvania. Really good, really accessible, I think, for like a fast, difficult Metroidvania game. There's some really great quality of life improvements, like being able to, like, you can take these snapshots of different areas to bring back up, and it shows you where they are kind of visually and everything else, especially when it's this Metroidvania where you're gaining powers and then gaining access to new areas and stuff. Whenever you hit a wall, you can kind of take a picture and say like, oh yeah, I gotta use my newly found double jump or whatever there. Really great quality of life stuff. The combat is insane. The puzzles, the like abilities you get and the way that they interact with puzzles that it throws at you. Really, really good. It honestly should be number 1. I think it's the game I think about the most from this year. It's released some DLC. I need to go back and play that DLC, but it was my number 1 game for a long time, most of the year, until I played Silent Hill 2, the remake. That is my number 1 game of 2024. I was already in the bag for Silent Hill 2. It's one of my favorite, like the original is one of my favorite games of all time. Love the Silent Hill universe. Very Silent Hill pilled. Wasn't sure if Bluebird could do it, like they've had a spotty track record. A lot of people, I think, thought that this could be a big disaster, and it is the perfect like remake of that game. And it is, I think it's a full-on remake because it changes up a lot of things. It's much bigger than the original. It's much like beefier. Like there's just more detail to everything. Areas are bigger. There's more things to explore. Combat is 10 times better. It's actually like, it's not Resident Evil 4, but it's like somewhere between the bad combat of all of the Silent Hill games and the really, really good combat of like a Resident Evil 4. So you maybe like the combat of Resident Evil 2, let's say, remake, something along that line, where it's like it's very good.
Really bad.
No,
It's really bad.
no.
The worst.
No, there's an awesome like ability to combo off. You could like kneecap enemies and then go in for a melee attack. All of like everything feels real meaty. Like the enemies, when you're shooting them, it feels right. They have like area specific damage and stuff like that. So it's a good battle system. Like it's a good fighting system in it. And it's also it hits on it is not an action game like latter day Resident Evils. It is a survival horror where you are, especially early on, limited in your supplies and stuff. But for my money, nothing is scarier. Like the games don't like this is Dead Space level of just like claustrophobia, scares, incredible environments, incredible monster design, and just a great game. Great
So
game.
you're in your pants off.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
the whole time, just shitting them.
And then you know.
Oh yeah,
Nice. Good list. Solid list.
thank you. Who's next?
I'm next.
Hell yeah.
None of those that you just mentioned are in my list.
Oh well,
So, you know, taste. Am I right?
Some people got it.
Variety.
Some people
say.
got it. Some people don't. What can you do? I'm gonna start from the bottom.
Okay,
boys are back.
Some anime bullshit.
Back again. Helldivers 2. Tell a friend.
Helldivers too.
What a joy to play.
Yeah.
You know,
Gotta
like
get
just
back in.
couch co-op, online co-op, hanging out with the homies, shooting some aliens. Yeah, you know, some robots, making some jokes about Earth, Super Earth, really kind of tongue-in-cheek on all that. I don't need to say much else about it. It's just probably one of the best times I had a long time playing a game with the friends and just, you know, not too competitive, just trying to get off this fucking planet and do some objectives, you know? Not much else to say about it.
I love
Fun
that
game.
it's a game that we've all, like everyone on this call right now,
I
has
know.
played
and
it
that's why
together.
I
It's
had
great.
to put it on the list because it was just good times. I still love the game. Still drop in if people want to play. Wasn't game of the year, but it was up there for me. It was a lot of fun. I think a lot of games are kind of missing that element, you know, in this day and age. For all my SOBs out there, number 4. It's a joke from the Game Awards, by the way, because it sounds like when they won the Game Award, Game of the Year, it sounds like he said all my fellow SOBs out there.
Right. Right.
Astrobot, what you know, picking up the gauntlets. You know, waiting for Mario to enter the ring. I think I don't know what they're going to do next, but this game was a joy, nostalgia trip. Brought me back to a kid, you know, Christmas Day, opening up his presents the first time. You know, just really wanting that one gift he's asking for all year. Astrobot, man, what a fucking game! What a experience! What a joy of playing a video. Just brought me the joy of playing a video game back to me again.
Hell yeah.
This game probably have the most hours in.
Ooh.
Marvel Rivals.
Oh, nice.
I mean, bringing me back to Marvel again, baby. NetEase. Whatever they're doing, they're hitting the ground running. The interchangeable, the skill, the competitive nature of the game, how the characters interact with each other, to the design, the aesthetic. It's a hero shooter, by the way. It is just hitting all cylinders for me, man. It is a fun, addictive game. I love how they're tying the actual franchises and movies to the skins, and they have like own customable, you know, like when you're Thor, you buy the Love and Thunder skin. That's what you think about the movie.
Oh, good.
Like
good.
when you twirl your hammer around, it does a fucking guitar riff, man, and it just so badass. Yeah, what an amazing game. I love it. Eating it up. It's so much fun. So much fun. Number 2.
How many games of service games you got on here, man?
Yeah, I know, man. I like playing games with people here.
Oh God.
I'm gonna have to say Pokemon. No.
Oh yeah, that's number 1.
I'm gonna say like a Dragon Fin of Wealth. Yeah, what a game. It's a game. It's fun. They take it over the edge. They go above and beyond, bring a different take on the RPG element that's just fun. The gameplay is addicting. The characters are addicting. The new takes on just, you know, what it means to be Yakuza. It's just wacky. It's a wacky ass game. You're having a fun time with it. Number 1, I would probably have to say Pokemon. No. Man, Guild Wars 2, Janthir Wilds. Who would have guessed, right? Am I right? All right. I know no one has this on their list, but for me, it's a great fucking expansion.
Live your truth, brother.
Yeah, it's a fun MMO. I like playing games with people. What can I say? And this just brings people together. And I've been playing the game for 12 years. I might be a little biased at this point. But yeah, good story, good times, good combat systems. Been reiterating on the MMO genre for years now, and they just keep on doing it, man.
That's also based on a Russian movie from the 70s, right?
Yes,
I think.
yeah,
If I remember
with
correctly.
talking bears in it. Yeah, and
okay, cool.
They get a whole raid dedicated to. Yeah, that's my list.
Oh, well, it's worked in the past. Let's see if it works again. D and then Kayla.
I didn't go.
Oh, Mike didn't go yet? Oh, God, I thought he. Oh, yeah, that's right. There's no bad games on this list yet. That's right. Mike, go next.
I'm next?
Yeah,
Okay.
why not?
We'll get one bolded on this one.
Ooh.
My number 5 is Balatro, the indie hit of the year, roguelike, where you're just trying to make poker hands over and over, and those poker hands are going to interact with these Joker cards, these power-ups that you kind of get. So when you finish, your challenge, you get some money, and then there's a shop afterwards, and you're kind of, buying new Jokers or buying new cards to add to your deck and stuff like that. And really fun, really addictive. One of those games like I could do one more, I can play one more. And really enjoyed it. Really big fan. Number 4 is Neva.
Nice.
Just a gorgeous game. Just the art alone, I had to have it on my list. Beautiful, beautiful stuff. Very, very Ghibli inspired, of course. But I don't know, what they do with it is awe-inspiring at times. And then there's fun puzzle and 2D combat mixed in there as well. I think the game they did before this, Gree, with no combat at all, I don't think, just more puzzle platformer. And this one did a good job of adding a 2D Dark Souls-ish kind of combat, where you're just like this Mononoke warrior, girl warrior, and you have a wolf companion named Neva, and the game works in seasons. You start like in the winter, I think.
Sounds right.
When Neva is a puppy, and as the seasons go on, she gets bigger and she can do more things. There's more mechanics added on with Neva, and man, just a fun ride. Very short game. And really loved it all the way through.
Nice.
My number 3, Game Pass joint.
Oh shit.
Kunitsugami, Path of the Goddess. This was the Capcom game that I kept getting upset at because I thought it would be Unimusha. And it wasn't. But it turned out to be a rad game, and we have Unimusha coming, so everything is perfect and worked out. And this is like a tower defense mixed with a little bit of city building. You just play as the swordsman, and you are protecting an evil spirit, as as it does in all of Japan history. Evil spirits were just sprouting out all the time. Has kind of this little mountainside town. Evil has crept about, and you are trying to the goddess, who's kind of like a Yuna from Final Fantasy X. She has to perform these these dances to bless the land and get rid of the scourge that has infected it. And you are defending her as she is completing this dance. And you're setting up you're rescuing villagers while you're doing this. You're assigning those villagers to jobs, like archers or healers. Sumo wrestlers is even a class that is in this. And the game's really fun and it adds a lot of layers of challenge, and it's a lot of replay it and replay it but don't do this the whole time, or replay
yeah.
it and don't lose any of the light in this. It's a dark mine level and you have to light all these lights along the way, these lanterns, and like if you could beat the level without losing any of them, you'll get a bonus. It's one of those like score chase kind of things as well. And just had a blast playing this one. Love Capcom right now.
Ooh, Capcom.
My number 2, bolded Astrobot. My number 2 had a blast 100%ing this one. Getting just collecting those bots that's gaming, baby. That's that's what it is, And you'd go into a level and you'd like, oh, who am I gonna see? Am I gonna see Snake? In this one, am I gonna, am I finding Dante in this one? Am I finding, Aloy? Where's she at? Really fun to just dive back into the levels, go back to your home base, see what you have unlocked there, go back, to the level, unlock more stuff, blah, blah, blah. And just really tight, fun platforming. The best levels are kind of like the speed trial levels that you unlock, or the lost secret levels that really kind of challenge that fun, keep it that momentum, double jumping, using the laser, and that stuff. Really fun power ups in this. Better. The one thing I know for sure that it does better than Mario is the boss fights. The boss fights are all really well done. Really just like, wow, what am I going to be doing this time? Kind of thing. Yeah, that's my number 2, Astrobot. And my number 1 is Elden Ring: Shadow of the Erdtree.
Valid.
Replayed Elden Ring leading up to this one, and it cemented Elden Ring as like one of the best games ever for me. Replaying that, had a blast, brought that character into Erdtree, got my butt kicked all over again. Just the best dungeons that FromSoft has ever made is in this one. I believe it's called the Mesmer's is the Shadow Keep. An unbelievable dungeon. I still don't think I've found every like cool secret and different route to go through that place. And unbelievable art style in this game. FromSoft does it like no other. Just looking up at the Erdtree and just in the overworld and seeing these like drapes of this ethereal weird ghost tree floating everywhere. Amazing boss design, amazing enemy design. The way the map is kind of stacked onto itself in this one is really cool. Harkens back to like Dark Souls and Demon Souls before. Elden Ring is just kind of a big, huge, flat, like expansive map that keeps going on. And this is more of that little clockwork kind of world that's all on top of, like, layered on top of each other. And unbelievable game. I never finished it. I never finished Radon at the end. But I didn't care. It was an unbelievable journey getting to him, and kicked my ass. So one point for Miyazaki on that one.
What a game.
Yeah, that is my list.
I love it.
Also
Solid,
kicked my
man.
ass. I need to go back and I need to see if I can beat him now that they nerfed him. No, I did not. I did not beat him. He was the one boss I did not beat, and possibly that's the reason why I didn't put it on my list. I don't know.
Dang, sore loser.
It did leave a poor taste in my mouth. I was just like, okay, whatever. I missed out on one cutscene or something. I got to explore this amazing map, find these amazing weapons, these amazing, accessories and things that added to my build. And what what a joy! Getting a FromSoft game is like Christmas for me. Can't wait to see what they do next.
Night Rain.
Night Rain.
Well, they're not doing.
Yeah, I think that's more of a Miyazaki hands off kind of thing. Maybe we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Ryan can put it on his list this year because he likes to play with friends. You know.
Yeah.
uh,
Got him.
D, you up next?
Yeah, I'm up next. It's me.
Let's do it.
Hey, for real this time. Go ahead and bold metaphor refantasio.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, go ahead and bold Helldivers 2.
Hey.
Okay, chill. It's okay.
You're right.
Yeah.
I lost it when Helldivers 2 was announced. You're right. Sorry.
Go ahead and bold Balatro.
Ooh.
Ooh. Man, all these spots getting filled in now. I thought we were gonna have a chance to get like, Silent Hill on there or something.
We'll get it.
I still get to go.
Yeah, Caleb's
There you go. There you go.
It's just so far it's just me. It's not that big. What was the other one? What was that? 1, 2, 3. And then I guess really my only other one that I've been playing kind of nonstop since the beginning of the year is Zenless Zone Zero.
Yeah, you have.
Oh. Game of the year, am I right?
ZZZ?
It is unironically my game of the year. I want to look. I really do. I really want to be like, nah, I had more fun playing, Helldivers 2 with the boys, or really just getting into metaphors, like everything about metaphor, which was also so fucking good. But there's just like so many games I didn't get my hands on because like I just didn't have like the consistent back-to-back hours to just melt into these games. And I could just keep picking it up every day. I could just pick it up, just play a little bit, get my little action game fix for the day, and then I could play something else. But I just kept coming back to it a lot, and then I started playing the story missions a lot, and then I found myself doing all the extra content, and trying to level up everybody and all that, and I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. It's obviously in my lane as far as like aesthetics and stuff. But it really just kind of had like a lot more polish on it than I thought going into it. And I don't know. That's my favorite thing this year, guys. That was my favorite thing. But I really love Balatro, like a lot. Thank you for recommending it. I haven't stopped playing that. The moment you guys were like, no, seriously, play Balatro, I haven't stopped.
Hell yeah.
You're playing on phone?
Oh yeah.
Mobile gamer over here, man.
Wow. We're a Switch household over here. Balatro Switch household.
Well, Anita's playing Fae Farm on the Switch, so I had to pick a different mobile solution.
There you go.
Kayla's been reading about some Fae Farms, right? Am I right, Kayla?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. That's a joke. That's a joke for no one. Kayla, you get to round out our best games.
I need to know more about these Fae Farms. But
They're usually slaves. But
well.
anyways, let me go back to my list here. All right, best video games. Number 5, I have Helldivers 2.
Oh, locked in.
Number 4, I have Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Hell yeah. Game.
It's a lot of fun.
It
That's
has-
right up my alley, man. Right up my alley. I don't even like Harrison Ford, and I liked it.
The original Nathan Drake,
I love punching Nazis.
Hello.
I'm gonna add a new thing.
Hell
here.
yeah. Add it up.
Black Myth Wukong.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, not on the list yet.
Oh,
A lot of fun. Really cool. Gonna read that book one day, maybe. It's
Yeah,
on my
just-
Goodreads list.
I
It's
didn't.
all
I didn't
off
finish that
TBR.
one. I didn't finish that one, Kayla.
Lot of fun. Good game.
Yeah, go back. Try it out. Number 2, Silent Hill 2.
Mm.
You know, again,
Darn.
right up my alley. My favorite game of the year was Astrobot.
yeah.
Astrobot.
Yeah.
Astrobot.
I just love everything around this game. I just think like it came from a hey, how do you use this controller? And now it's this. And the speech that they made at the Game Awards, I thought was just perfect. And I just really appreciate them, and they deserve it. And
go
let's go.
What was the best bot? Everyone's favorite bot.
Ooh.
Oh man.
I thought the Prince of All Cosmos is really good. The one he rolls you up
Yeah.
in the
That is
ball.
good, yeah.
And I thought Leon Kennedy's was so good. Where they're like he's getting chased by a zombie, but they knock the statue over, and they both freak out and try to
Yeah,
fix
yeah.
That's pretty
the
good.
Yeah.
statue.
I do
There-
think that is good.
There's
So
so,
many
many.
great ones.
I mean, even there were times where I felt like I was again learning so much because I was like, "Who the hell is that? I gotta look it up." And there
I
were things that I didn't know that I learned about.
Yeah, like I think it was Soul Reaver probably, or like one of those
Oh,
Legacy. Okay, like that was a cool little level, and the bots there were really cool. I don't know anything about that franchise, but I was like, oh, this whole aesthetic's really dope.
Yeah, I loved playing as Kratos. I thought it was just adorable having someone so
Mhm.
hard and stoic
That's
and
a
this
good level.
little cute little fucking robot.
They added the
Speaking of
like
Nathan Drake, that was fun.
the
Yeah,
Nathan Drake
yeah.
was fun. I liked that one a lot.
What a game.
The Last of Us, the infected. What are they called?
Well, there's like a clicker, I think, right? That you have to
the
get.
clicker,
yeah, yeah,
uh-huh.
yeah. And you get Joel and Ellie and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they just
Eric
went
walked
through.
right past Ellie.
Oh, I
Like,
did.
Just like right there in the very beginning, just playing her guitar on the side, like right there, perfectly
Yep.
viewable. Just
Had to go back.
playing her guitar on the like rocks. Had to go all the way back.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, no, someone told me about her as well. I missed her too.
It was real. I don't know. Real hard to do, but I did it. All right.
came
Everything
out
was
with-
just so
yeah.
clever about it. I just loved it so much.
I'm excited to see
Awesome.
what they do. I hope they keep going with it.
Did you play the after credits stuff?
Mike
No.
100%ed it.
What do you mean after credits stuff? Like the speed trial levels and stuff, or the
Yeah, right. You had the credits and then like a whole nother speed and a couple of
Oh, yeah.
other runs opened up too, didn't they? And
There were like 5
characters?
more
They
bots
added
or
the-
something. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
added the Christmas level, which was really cool. And yeah, doing those speed run
The
levels,
credits themselves were
collecting
really
the
cool.
Helldivers. Yeah.
You mean the
Oh, yeah.
controller?
Yeah, the whole final sequence is really well done. Everyone flying, on a different PlayStation peripheral. Someone's flying
Yeah.
on a controller, someone's like a memory card. All that
Yeah,
stuff.
man. I love this so much. I got the controller.
Oh, that's sick.
That
cute.
cute
Oh,
little-
that's
cute little
great.
thing, Yeah,
Oh, that's so good.
fantastic.
Well, I guess that means
Yeah.
Astrobots are number 1, I suppose. I think that probably locks in Astrobot. We
I
also
want it to stay there.
Helldivers also got the same amount of votes as well, so that's at least number 2 probably there. Even if I didn't vote for it, I enjoyed my time playing with all you guys and want to play more of that game as well. Other bolds that we've got Metaphor Refantasio, we've got Balatro, we've got Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, and we have Silent Hill 2. Balatro's real good. It should probably make this list. I'll feel bad if Balatro, I think, didn't make this list. It was a
Let's
late
move it up.
entry for me and Kayla, but it became like a our morning like workouts. We play Balatro. Like yeah. It's fun. And it makes like some time on the stationary bike just
Fly
by. just
Yeah. Oh yeah.
fly by.
So, give it here.
Good game.
I'm liking Metaphor for number 4. And then I don't know. I guess it'd be up to debate between you guys with Indiana Jones and Silent Hill because I didn't vote for either of those.
Is D, I'll ask you about Metaphor. If I've never played a Persona game ever, and generally I've been against them. I've been not interested. Is Metaphor the one to like break in to that franchise, even though it's not an actual Persona game, but like it's close.
I mean, it is its own starting point. There's a lot of like their gaming theory in it. Like there's a lot of the recognizable sort of like Final Fantasy isms, as I like to call them, where you're like, oh, that character is because it's this studio, so they're gonna have that character, snuck in there. So I think as far as it being like this really unique sort of take on their formula and kind of encapsulating everything and leaving out all the there you go. You got it? Okay. Awesome. And then just kind of leaving out all of the stuff that people kind of technically have said in the past they can do without. It's still a chonky game. I would say, like, because I know you have messed with Final Fantasies and other JRPGs, that you would have a good time with it. Honestly, it's a very involved game, in the sense of like the story is really like a driving factor in those first like 40 hours of the game. Like really, really drives the story along, but it doesn't feel like it. It really does kind of carry you through all of the things that you're going to need to know to do. And then by the time it sets you like off into the world to, figure out the solution to the problem on your own, like you're well equipped, and then you're still leveling up and getting new moves and magic and skills and like meeting new NPCs still. Like it really does feel like a complete package. I don't know. I could gas it up a few more minutes if I had to.
I mean, after watching Villain Saga with you, Eric, and kind of like hearing what your tastes are and like what kind of perked your ears up, so to speak, I think you would enjoy Metaphor a lot with just the politics of it all. I guess opposed to anything else.
I think you guys might be right. Yeah.
Yeah. If you were to start, I think this would probably be your game.
And
Make Metaphor is great again.
Yeah.
So it should be on the list. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, I think
why
I
my
think
personal tastes matter, but
I think we just have to pick between Indiana Jones and Silent Hill.
And Kunitsugami, right? Yeah, everyone loved that game.
What the hell? What the hell, guys?
Is there anything non-bolded that like someone feels incredible about?
Also go for like Neva or Prince of Persia.
Right. I feel. Yeah,
They're definitely on my honorable mentions that didn't make my list.
Black Myth Wukong, if you had to rate it compared to a side-by-side comparison to like a Souls-like game, how does it hold up?
It's easier. It's faster and it's easier, I would say, because it like
way more story driven.
Okay.
Yes, yeah. It's easier to I think wrap my head around as
Terrible
well.
game.
It's the combat
It's not bad.
is so fast and like frantic and stuff. It's got some Souls-like elements to it. It's definitely taking inspiration, but it's easier because you're not losing progress in ways that you can
Okay.
in Souls games. You're constantly making progress.
There's like save points.
Yeah, but it's really good. I mean, it looks better than all of them except Elden Ring. It's a beautiful game. Elden Ring is right up there, though. Elden Ring's a beautiful game too. So I couldn't. Elden Ring's doing bigger things as well. Like Black Myth Wukong is more linear than Elden Ring is. It's more along the lines of just it's more linear, I guess. Is the way to say.
But there's like big, bombastic, crazy bosses and fights and phases and people who join you or leave you and stuff.
The Chinese fantasy of it all really appealing. Like I guess the boss, like maybe just looks. Was it doing something for you?
I think aesthetically it's great. Yeah, I think the locations are cool. They're varied locations. You're in deserts, you're in rainforests, you're on mountains. The enemies are pretty varied as well in terms of like their movements, their construction, their sizes. It's got a lot. It's got a lot going for it. It ran kind of shittily on my what I get it on PS4 Pro, PS5, whatever. So maybe I needed a Pro or something. But yeah,
it's a taxing game. Unreal Engine 5 requires a lot of resources.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I would put my kind of coin in the bucket here. You know, probably you guys don't want to put it on there, but I mean, Marvel Rivals. You know, what a game! What a game, guys! Fucking phenomenal. Yeah, but from what I've seen, Silent Hill 2 seems like a journey. If you're really into those games, good. What I've seen, Indiana Jones, it looks just like a solid, just narrative, fun. If you really love Indiana Jones, I think that is a fucking phenomenal game.
I think
it's funny.
Yeah, I think it might be good aside from Indiana Jones, even, but I don't know. Maybe non-Jones fans wouldn't dig it. I don't know.
Does Troy Baker nail it as Indy?
Oh, I think he does such a good job. Yeah.
Some of the best part is just being Troy Baker.
Well, so I think we should probably put Call of Duty then on it and just call it. I think probably no. Yeah, I mean, Prince of Persia should get a shout out. I feel bad that it's not maybe going to make our list, but those are the breaks. I don't know.
I think that's a game that would have made my list, but I started it, and then I think Erd Tree came out, and I never got back to it. But it does seem like a awesome one of those, like for sure.
Neva was on my long list. Really like Neva a lot. Yeah. Should have. It's got its flowers a little bit. We got it on best moment, right? Didn't we? I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So I think we locked in Astrobots 1, Helldivers 2, Balacho 3, Metaphor 4, and then we're just trying to find a 5. And it's between Silent Hill and Indiana Jones? Is that kind of
I would say Silent Hill if it were between the two for myself.
Yeah, if I had to choose between the two, Silent Hill.
So that is the new definitive version of that game. You guys would
1,000,000%, I think. I think it makes the original. There's like no need for it, I don't think.
That'd be a really good game.
In the same way, to me, like in the same way as Resident Evil 2, I think makes Resident Evil 2 unneeded, unnecessary, the original. I think in the same way. I know there's arguments for Resident Evil 4, so that's a little muddy, but like I think it's like Resident Evil 2, where like why even go back? Like it's perfected it.
Okay. That's our 5, huh?
All right, that's our 5, guys. Unless at any last minute, Tomas, you gonna jump in? No, he's not. Okay, the best games of 2024, so says the Machine of Nonsense, are Silent Hill 2, Metaphor Re Fantasio, Balatro, Helldivers 2, and the game of the year 2024 is Astrobot: That's Gaming, baby. Astrobot is our game of the year 2024.
Nice.
Wow, guys. The NOTYs 2024, we did it. Thank you so much for sticking with us through some delays, through some long episodes. Thank you, Mike, Ryan, Kayla, D, Tomas, you're not here. Thank you guys for bringing it. Great lists, great. Just I don't know. I love you guys. You're the best. It's February of 2025. That means we have reached the 4-year mark of the Machine of Nonsense. This is our 4th time doing the NOTYs as well. So thank everyone out there who listens, who watches, who supports, who jumps on our social media channels, who sends us emails, etc. You guys rock. Thank you for another great year. Anything else? Anything from anyone before we get out of here?
Give us a like, give us a subscribe, give us some feedback. Feedback is very important. I would love to hear your takes on our NOTYs, what we could do to do better next year. Just like Keely, it's a learning process, right? Getting better and better every year.
Better than Keely.
Holy shit! Okay.
Yeah, he took 10 years to perfect his model. It took us only 4, so you know.
Well, all right.
Yeah.
All right. We are getting out of here. That's it for the Nonsense of the Year Awards 2024. Thank you so much for listening. That's it. Episode over. Goodbye.
Bye.
Time to 25 and thrive. Here we go.
Woo.
It's me, Beetlejuice.
Oh,
Perfect.
that's
Spot on impression.
That's
Damn,
good.
we're gonna
go
get it
back?
taken.
Can we run back to this movie?
Can we do that again? I want to hear that again.
Oh,
I don't
Really
even know
is.
where to start when you try to do impressions. I don't understand how
Yeah.
people do it.
It was
Don't
perfect.
know.
It was
Oh,
perfect.
that was wonderful.
Bye.